When we think of Islam and LGBTQ plus identity, the media often paints a picture of complete opposition. But is that the full story? The reality is far more complex, a rich tapestry woven with courage, faith, and a fight for belonging that spans centuries and continents. This isn't just about religion. It's about the human need to be whole, to reconcile spirituality with who you are, especially when the world tells you it's impossible. Let's travel back in time, before modern labels like homosexuality even existed. In pre-modern Islamic societies, things were different. While religious texts did condemn certain acts, homoerotic themes flourished in poetry and literature. Legal punishments weren't always as strict or uniform as they are today. People understood desire and intimacy in ways that don't fit neatly into our modern Western boxes. So, what changed? A big part of the shift came in the 19th century with European colonialism. Colonial powers brought their own legal codes, including anti-sodomy laws, which began to influence and harden local attitudes. This blend of imported laws and conservative interpretations of Scripture is what led to the harsh realities we see today, where homosexuality is criminalized in many Muslim-majority countries. But even in the face of this, pioneers of change emerged, determined to carve out a space where faith and identity could coexist. One of the most powerful voices was Muhsin Hendricks. Born in 1967 in Cape Town, South Africa, Hendricks came from a deeply religious family. He was a trained Islamic scholar and an imam, but he was also openly gay. After coming out publicly in 1996, he was pushed out of mainstream religious circles. Instead of abandoning his faith, he fought for it. He started offering inclusive prayers and counseling for queer Muslims who felt like spiritual outcasts. In 2011, he founded Masjidul Ghurba, a mosque in Cape Town that became a sanctuary for queer Muslims, marginalized women, and anyone else seeking a spiritual home without judgment. His work wasn't confined to South Africa. He became a global advocate. His story even captured in the documentary The Radical. His life was a testament to the belief that you should not have to choose between your God and yourself. Tragically, this courageous work came at a terrible cost. On February 15, 2025, Muhsin Hendricks was shot and killed in what many believe was a targeted attack because of his activism. His murder sent shockwaves around the world, a brutal reminder of the dangers faced by those who dare to challenge the status quo. His legacy, however, is not one of violence, but of unwavering hope and radical inclusion. Across the ocean in the United States, another quiet giant was doing similar work. Daayiee Abdullah, born Sidney Thompson, was one of the first openly gay imams in the Western world. Based in Washington, D.C., his ministry was deeply focused on pastoral care. He counseled LGBTQ Muslims, officiated same-sex marriages, or nikahs, and built supportive communities from the ground up. Abdullah's approach was less about public confrontation and more about providing the essential spiritual services that many queer Muslims thought they could never have. He showed that faith spaces could evolve, could become more compassionate without losing their core spiritual essence. His work, like Hendricks, proved that one's Muslim identity and queer identity could not only coexist, but flourish together. And the movement continues to grow in Europe, thanks to figures like Ludovic-Mohamed Zahed. Born in Algeria, Zahed is a French imam and scholar who has created vital spaces for LGBTQ+ Muslims. After wrestling with his own identity and even leaving Islam for a time, he returned with a mission. In 2012, he established an inclusive prayer space in Paris, often called Europe's first LGBTQ-friendly mosque. He also founded an organization to support queer Muslims and launched the Kalam Institute to promote scholarly dialogue on inclusive interpretations of Islam. Zahed's work bridges the gap between ancient theology and modern lived experience, showing that sacred texts can be read through a lens of compassion. These individuals are not alone. They are part of a larger, global movement. Organizations like the Al-Fatiha Foundation, founded back in 1997, and the Muslim Alliance for Sexual and Gender Diversity, or MASC-GD, have been fighting for the rights and spiritual well-being of queer Muslims for decades. They connect people, provide resources, and advocate for justice, pushing for interpretations of Islam that prioritize love over exclusion. So, why does all of this matter? The stories of Hendricks, Abdullah, and Zahed reveal a powerful truth. Queer Muslims have always existed. Their struggle for recognition is not new, but it has been shaped by history, particularly by the impact of colonialism. And most importantly, their courage proves that faith and identity are not enemies. Their lives show that reconciling who you are with what you believe is a journey of resistance, reinterpretation, and relentless community building. The legacies of Muhsin Hendricks, Daayiee Abdullah, and Ludovic-Mohamed Zahed are more than just historical footnotes. They represent a global story of resilience, a fight for dignity, and the profound human desire to live in one's truth without sacrificing one's faith. Their work reminds us that faith, identity, and courage can and must exist together. Thank you for watching, and if you found this story meaningful, please like, share, subscribe for more hidden histories.